Essence Tribe. Welcome to your body-specific yoga exercises for today. We're going to work on some very basic inversions. So inversions in yoga can be very complex or they can be very simplistic. And basically when you're working with an inversion, your goal is simply to get the head below your heart. And that can be a big bend where you're bending completely in half, or it can be as simple as child's pose where there's a bit of a slant to the back to get the head below the heart. So as in all of these little mini series, you'll want to come into each pose and hold them for about 8 to 10 breaths. Now with these inversions, it's really nice and it's calming for the nervous system if you can hold them a little bit longer. But depending on your time and what it is that you need from this practice, maybe some of the poses will be shorter holds, maybe some of them will be longer. So the first one that you're going to come into is downward facing dog. Whole hand print to the mat, on the balls of the feet, soft knees, lift the sit bones to the sky. The head hangs heavy. You're working the belly towards the thighs. Okay? Shoulders draw away from ears. Really pressing into the whole hand print. Just breathing here so you can see that the head is below the heart. You're reversing the blood flow slightly here. And this is really having a nice calming effect on your nervous system. So you can hold here 8 to 10 breaths before you come into the next posture. The next posture is Prasarita Padottanasana, which is a wide-legged forward fold. So you take your feet wide. It's almost like if you put your arms out, the ankles will be directly under where your wrists are in space. Bring your hands to your hips. Your toes can be pointed forward towards the long edge of the mat or slightly pigeon-toed with the toes in. On your inhale, lift your chest up, drop your shoulders down your back. On your exhale, you're just going to hinge forward, let the body fold forward. Soft bend in your knees, press into the whole footprint. Big toe mound, pinky toe mound, heel. Balance the weight between the ball of your feet and your heels. And just let the head be heavy. Softening the knees avoids any hyperextension. Just let the boulders drop out of your shoulders. Head is heavy. And your hands are just on the earth or on the ankles, wherever you want. Just try to keep everything soft and light rather than tensing up and trying to come into a really deep, intense forward fold. Okay? This inversion practice is meant to be as therapeutic as we can get it to be. Okay, so the next one. So for the next one, you'll want maybe, if you have a yoga block, that's a great prop to have. If you have a bolster, you can use that. And if you don't have any of those, you can stack up some blankets, you can grab some pillows. But basically, you're going to come into a supported bridge, and the sacrum will come onto whatever prop you have. So what you're looking to avoid here is having the props on the very low back so that the back curves over the block. What you'd like to achieve is that the sacrum, kind of where the glute muscles are grounded on the block, and then the back kind of cascades off whatever prop you have. Okay, soles of the feet are firmly anchored to the earth, arms beside you. Okay, you're just going to breathe here. So the heart is slightly elevated, the head is on the earth. This is a really beautiful restorative pose. Just breathe here. Inhaling and exhaling. Good, so the last posture is my favorite posture, and if I could tell everyone to practice one posture per day, it would be this one. It's legs up the wall. So this is one of the best postures to kind of calm your nervous system, bring you out of a state of stress and anxiety and back into the parasympathetic nervous system, back into rest and digest. If you're an athlete, if you run a lot, after your intense workouts, putting the legs up the wall is a really good way to just reverse the blood flow and get any of the acid in the muscles to recirculate back through the body and allow the kidneys to get rid of them. So for legs up the wall, you're just going to simply, I don't really have a wall right here, but you're simply going to come onto one side, bring your glutes as close to the wall as you can, and swing the legs up and rest the heels on the wall, okay? So you shouldn't have any stress or tension of holding the feet up. They should rest on the wall, and then you can just lay. I mean, we've been saying 8 to 10 breaths for each of these postures, but for this one, I would give yourself 5-10 minutes. And if the feet do begin to kind of tingle or feel weird as the legs are up the wall, just bring them down, take a pause, and then send them right back up the wall. So for each of the inversions, you can do them one after the other, 8 to 10 breaths in each one. Inversion practice is nice to maybe take a little bit of more time in each one, maybe 8 to 10 breaths in down dog, 8 to 10 breaths in the wide-legged forward fold. But in the supported bridge and legs up the wall, I mean, I would recommend taking a couple minutes there at least, especially legs up the wall. Try for 5 minutes. And I would suggest, what I do is that I put my legs up the wall for 5 minutes every night before I go to bed. It's a really good way just to bring yourself into that parasympathetic nervous system and prepare you for rest as you enter. Okay, so enjoy, and I will see you soon for the next body-specific yoga exercises.